Wow, 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 wow. Oh. Properties. Headphone. Wow.
Round one. Fight!
Oh, no! Motherfucking yeah.
Round two. Fight!
What? Oh, that's so fucking retarded. I hate that.
You lose.
Bam. Right. Get your motherfucking pipe on, son.
Round one. Fight!
What? My jet bruh. Oh, that fucking armor, man. Motherfucking armor, son. Alright, think about it. Come on, Zach.
Round two.
Motherfucker focus. Oh, that was nice. Yeah, what do you reckon? Oh! Yeah, dog. No armor for you this time.
Final round. Fight!
Ah, it's so fucked. Wow, Daggett. I mean, GG. Oh. Ah. Fucking armor, Daggett, cunt. GG.
You lose.
I hate that fucking character. Ugh. I'm not really playing all that well.
More accurately, PyCharm is considered an IDE, which is short for Integrated Development Environment. And that's basically a code editor on steroids. It has some additional features that makes it really easy to write code. So let's go ahead and download PyCharm. Now here on the download page, you can see two versions of PyCharm. One is the professional edition, which has additional features and you'll have to pay for them. The other is the community edition. That is absolutely free, and that's what we're going to use in this tutorial. So go ahead and download this as well. Now, once again, look at your downloads folder. Here you should have PyCharm. So double click this. Now, if you're on Windows, you're going to see an installation wizard. Simply click next, next, next until you install PyCharm. If you're on Mac, you need to drag and drop this icon onto the applications folder. So drag and drop. All right, now let's double click this to run it. The first time you run PyCharm, you're going to get this warning because this is an application that you download from the internet. So let's go ahead and open it. Next, you're going to see this dialog box for importing some settings. Leave this to do not import settings. It doesn't really matter. Okay. On this page, select I've never used PyCharm. You can see some keyword shortcuts that might be useful in the future. Just accept this, and down the bottom, click the next button. And then next again, and one more time, and finally start using PyCharm. So here's the main page of PyCharm that you're going to see every time you open it. Click on Create New Project. This is the location for our project. Let's call this project Hello World. Now, before clicking Create, expand this item
Love learning how to code. How fun. Oh, wait. Uh-huh.
here. Make sure that base interpreter is set to Python 3. Python interpreter is basically a program that knows how to execute Python code. It will interpret or translate Python instructions into instructions that a computer can understand. Now, Mac computers by default come with an older installation of Python, that is Python 2. It's considered legacy, which means it's no longer maintained or supported. So earlier we downloaded Python 3. Make sure that this is set to Python 3. If not, from this list, select Python 3.7. All right, now let's go ahead and create this project. Now here,
Hooray.
right-click on Hello World folder and go to New Python file. Call this file app.py. So by convention, all Python files should have this py extension. Collapse
Wait.
this project p, which is short for you'll do not import settings. It doesn't really. Now, before clicking create, expand this item here. Make sure that base interpreter is set to Python 3. Python interpreter is basically a program that knows how to execute Python code. It will interpret or translate Python instructions into instructions that a computer can understand. Now, Mac computers by default come with an older installation of Python that is Python 2. It's considered legacy, which means it's no longer maintained or supported. So earlier we downloaded Python 3. Make sure that this is set to Python 3. If not, from this list, select Python 3.7. All right, now let's go ahead and create this project. Now here, right-click on Hello World folder and go to New Python file. Call this file app.py. So by convention, all Python files should have this py extension. All right, let's go ahead. Now let's collapse this project panel by clicking here and write our first Python program. Simply type print, print, all in lowercase, open and close parentheses, and inside this parentheses, add quotations. You can either use single quotes or double quotes. Now, in between the quotes, write your name. I am Mosh Hamedani, so let's write that here. So this is your first Python program. With this piece of code, you can print your name on the screen. Now to run this, go on the top, under the Run menu, click Run. Also note that there is a shortcut associated with this command. When I program, I always use shortcuts because that increases my productivity. So here on a Mac computer, the shortcut is Control, Option, and R. On Windows, it's different. So let's go ahead with that. Now it's asking where you want to run this. Click on App. Now down below, you should see this little terminal window. This is like a little window into our program. So here we can see the results or output of our program. In the future, as you learn more Python, you'll be able to build applications that have a graphical user interface or GUI. That is a little bit complicated. So for now, we're going to use this little terminal window to see the results of our program. So as you can see, my name is printed here. Now, as you write code, this window might get in the way, so you can always resize it or minimize it by clicking this icon here. So this was our first Python program. Now, if you didn't see the result I showed you in this video, use the comment box below and tell me what error you encountered. I'll do my best to help you move forward.
No errors, Baba. I learned how to write
In this
my
Python
name.
tutorial, we're going to take this program to the next level. We're going to make it more
wicked.
interesting. So I'm going to show you how to draw a dog here. Now, as part of this tutorial, you will learn how Python code gets executed, and you will also learn about a few programming terms. So press enter, and on line 2, write another print statement. So print, open and close parentheses, add a quotation. Now here we want to draw a dog. So I don't know, that is the head of our dog, followed by 4 hyphens. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the body. All right. Now one more time, another print statement with quotations. Now we need to draw the legs. So add a space, followed by 4 vertical bars. So like this. So here's a little imaginary dog. Now let's run this program and see what we get. So on the top right corner, you should
Wait. Why do you do this? Wait. This-
see this play button. Click that, dog. Now what you need to understand here is that our Python code gets executed line by line from the top. So earlier I told you about Python interpreter. That is the program that knows how to translate or interpret our Python code into instructions that a computer can understand. So when we run this program by clicking this icon here, Python interpreter starts executing or running our program line by line from the top. So first it executes line 1, then moves on to line 2, and so on. So this is how Python programs get executed. Now let me show you something cool. Let's add another print statement with quotations. Now in between the quotations, add a star or an asterisk, like this. Now after the quotation and before the parenthesis, add a space. Once again, add an asterisk, space, 10. What is going on here? Well, anywhere we have quotations, like here or here, we're defining a string. A string is a programming term, which means a series of characters. So here we have a string. We also have a string on line 3, as well as line 2 and line 1. Now here, we are multiplying the string by number 10. So this is the multiplication operator, just like the multiplication operator we have in math. So with this piece of code, we can draw 10 asterisks on the terminal. Let me show you. So let's run this program one more time. There you go. So we have 10 asterisks.
I see.
Now what we have here, this piece of code here, is called an expression. An expression is a piece of code that produces a value. So when Python interpreter tries to execute line 4, first it will evaluate the code that we put in between parentheses. So it will evaluate our expression. Our expression will produce 10 asterisks, and then those asterisks will be printed on the terminal. Now, as an exercise, you can use these print statements to draw another shape. You can draw a heart, a ball, whatever you like. I will see you in the next tutorial. One of the questions I get a lot on my channel is, how long does it take to learn Python and become job ready?
Yeah.
There's no single answer. It really depends on you and how much effort and commitment you want to put into this. But I would say if you spend 2 hours every day consistently, after about 3 months, you should be able to write basic Python programs. But quite honestly, that doesn't get you a job. In order to get a job, you need to specialize in one area. What do you want to use Python for? Do you want to use it to build web applications or desktop applications? Or do you want to use it in machine learning and artificial intelligence? So whatever you want to do, you need to take additional courses. For example, if you want to become a web developer, in addition to learning Python, you should also learn about HTML, CSS, some JavaScript, and Django, which is a popular Python framework for building web applications. Learning all these things would take you another 6 months. So in total, you need 9 to 12 months to become job ready. At that point, you can get a junior developer job with a salary of about $50,000 to $60,000 a year. Now, as you work more, as you do more Python projects, your resume starts to build, and you can ask for $100,000 a year or $120,000 a year, depending on where you are, what company, what geographical area. It really depends. So there is no single answer. So are you excited to learn Python and get started on this career path?
No.
If you are, I would encourage you to make a commitment and spend 2 hours every day practicing Python. And use the comment box below and let me know why you're learning Python. What do you want to do with it? What's your dream job? I would love to hear your story. In this Python tutorial, you're going to learn about variables, which are one of the most fundamental concepts in programming. They're not specific to Python. They exist in pretty much every program.
This is false. I want to learn Python so I can understand programming.
Language out there. We use variables to temporarily store data in a computer's memory. Here's an example. Let's type price equals 10. When Python interpreter executes this code, it will allocate some memory, then it will store the number 10 in that memory, and finally it will attach this price label to that memory location. As a metaphor, imagine we have a box. In that box we have number 10, and price is the label that we put on the box. Now we can use this label anywhere in our program to access the value that we have in that box. This is a very simplified explanation. So now let's print price on the terminal. Print. Now this time we're not going to add quotations, because if we put quotations here, we will see the text price on the terminal, not the value of the price variable. So delete quotations and type price. Now let's run this program one more time. There you go. So we see 10 on the terminal. So this is how we define variables. We start with an identifier, which is the name of our variable, then an equal sign, and finally a value. Now more accurately, When this number 10 is about to be stored in the memory, first it will get converted to its binary representation. So this number 10 that we have is in the decimal system, which has all the digits from 0 to 9. Computers don't understand all these digits. They only understand zeros and ones. So when we store the number 10 in a computer's memory, first it will get converted to its binary representation, which will be a bunch of zeros and ones, like 001, 001, whatever, I don't know. Then it will get stored in the computer's memory. So let's take this program to the next level. On the second line, we can update the value of this price variable. So we can reset it to a new value like 20. Now, when we run our program, we should see 20 because as I told you before, Python interpreter executes our code line by line from the top. So first we set price to 10, then we reset it to 20, and finally we print it on the terminal. Let's run the program. There you go. So we see 20 here. Okay. Now these numbers that we have here are whole numbers without a decimal point. In programming, we refer to these numbers as integers. So an integer is a number without a decimal point. We can also use
Wait. I need to fucking start writing this down. Hurry up and battle.
numbers with a decimal point. For example, here on line 2, we can define another variable called rating, and we set it to 4.9. Now in programming, we refer to this kind of number as a floating point number, or float for short. So we have integers and floats. We can also define a variable and set it to a string. For example, name equals Mosh. We also have another kind of value which is called Boolean, which can be true or false. They are like yes and
Wait. I don't know how to do that. Yeah.
I know in English. Here's an example. I'm going to define a variable is underline published. So we use an underscore to separate multiple words in our variable's name. We set this to true or false. These are the Boolean values. Now, note that Python is a case-sensitive language, which means it's sensitive to lowercase and uppercase characters. So when defining variables, we should always use lowercase letters. But here, false and true are special keywords in the language. So if we spell it with a lowercase f, Python doesn't understand it. You can see we have a red underline here, which indicates an error. So make sure to spell this with a capital F, or if you want to set this to true, make sure
ranked
Ooh,
in
8
the top
wins.
3,000 in Oceania.
He's got 8 motherfucking wins in a row, bro. Smashed his mofo.
Round 1. Fight!
Chip, chip, what the hell?
Round 2. Fight!
Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. Should not have peeked out like this. Yosh.
Final round. Fight!
My God. Yeah. And he'd be like,
You win!
I mean, he'd be like, good game, Sash. That was cool, man. Not. Chances are he wouldn't be like that. Look at here. You chat away. Oh. Duplication.
Round 1. Fight!
Oh, is that what you reckon, eh? Oh no. Oh yes. Oh yes. Yoish.
Round 2. Fight!
Yeah, you coming in for the grab dog. I've seen that shit, boy. Nakimochi.
Final round. Fight!
Ooh. Oh, what? Wrong way. No! Oh, bad! What the hell was that? Oh, what? No. Hey,
Round 1.
what the hell?
Fight!
Ah, fuck's sake. Shut up, you.
Round 2. Fight!
Fuck off. That's right, dog.
Final round. Fight!
Fuck off. Oh! Get off me, you fuck! Fucking game, you. How many users reuse a faggot?
You lose.
My bad. DG. Faggot. Hate your kind. Now I'm gonna lose my fucking super shit rank. Alright, fuck this Python shit. I need to practice. Strong fighter.
Training. The grid. Goody.
What? I need to change my costume, that's what it is. I hope. Oh, this thing is really annoying. You, shut the fuck up. No. Eco say. Oh shit. There's another EX. EX all over the place, mate. Fucking spawned the whole army. Wow, 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 wow. What? What? Supply me a liver, deny me a splinter. Bro, that's fucking like verse in a song. It's not a common phrase. Like, you know what I'm on? Supply me a liver, deny me a splinter. Bro, that's fucking like verse in a song. It's not a common phrase. Like, you know what I'm on? Haha, that's so funny. That's so funny. No wonder everybody hates me. That was fucking terrible. Oh yes. That's not why people hate me. Let's be fair. Free. 724. Fucking notifications. Huh? Oh. That's like a really fucking sore back.
The grid. Duty.
I'm summoning a storm.
今からやり放題ってわけ?
What? Galvatronus.
Final round. Fight.
Holy kill. Sweet. Fuck this one again. Easy combo. Oh, what? Ooh. Fuck off. Gadget, fuck off. Dush, stop that. Hurry up with my battle sword. Dush, snap, snap. Fuck, I hate that move. Why do I keep doing these? Fuck. My foot. Anyway. Can I get a read there? Thank you. Give me a fucking game, dog. Well, how does it go backwards and fucking need it?
Battle Lounge.
Give me something. Wow,
Battle Lounge. Fighters' favorite fighter profiles. Battle Lounge.
Music's crap. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, the wind. Alright, let's do a happy Halloween thing then. Fine. Why not? Actually, I changed my mind. Fuck the happy Halloween.
Grid. Judy.
いい声聞かせろよ いい声聞かせろよ
Judy.
いい声聞かせろよ さあ行くわよ
Go you.
たっぷり遊ぼうぜいや
Wait a second. Wow. Oh. war bad. Okay. Oh, the thumbs up. Oh, what? Oh. Wow. Fuck. What's wrong with me? Bad. Dead. Way too risky. Oh, come on. Oh man. Oh, what's wrong with me? Fuck off. Punch just don't. Ah! Wow. Not bad. Not bad. Oh no. Motherfucker. Wow, look your legs turn.